All right, listen, this is what we're going to do, okay? The Bengals, all right? Fantastic. They're in the AFC Championship game. That's great, okay? But I have concerns, all right? I'm concerned for my man Joe Burrow. I'm concerned that his ability is going to cover up a lot of sins that the Cincinnati Bengals are pursuing and are currently doing, okay? So Jamar Chase, his receiving core, Mixon, and Joe himself are fantastic at being, I guess, what would you call it? Good spaghetti sauce. My coach used to tell me you can cover up bad noodles with good spaghetti sauce. Joe Burrow is the Prego, okay? All right, if that's even a good one. But he's like the homemade Italian sauce that you get not from the can, all right? That's what Joe is. So as we run through these clips, I'm going to show you, yeah, he makes a ton of good plays, and that's all over the internet. You can find Joe Burrow sweet throws all over the place, but he got sacked 9 times. Okay, they're giving up sacks and they're taking turns doing it. All right, so it's not all Joe, it's not all the offensive line, and it's not all scheme. It's all of them. Okay, and that's the issue. And going forward, I was sacked 9 times once. Okay, in a game, I did not beat the number 1 seed in the playoffs in their home stadium. All right, so Joe has done a fantastic job, and this whole team is incredible. It starts off with this first play that I'm going to show you. Bates does a great job of intercepting a pass off Ryan Tannehill. So we find ourselves at the edge of the red zone about to score, okay? So here, what is the Tennessee Titans going to do? They're going to bring pressure. Do you know your protections? Do you know where to throw the ball if we bring pressure, okay? Joe does, right? Joe Mixon's not looking. No one's looking hot here, okay? So if we slow this down, what they're really doing is they're bringing 5, okay? They're going to bring these 4, and they're going to bring this fifth linebacker. Now, they're trying to free release Joe Mixon into the route. And so this left tackle is responsible to what we call sift, okay? He has to sift out who the most dangerous guy is. So it's not going to be the end, it's going to be the inside guy. And he doesn't even block either one of these guys. They end up doing a really good job. You know, to Tennessee's credit, they run a nice stunt here. So it's a difficult thing to pick up. But if you watch just the combination of not looking for the ball quickly, all right, and Joe clearly wants to get it out of his hand quickly, and then these guys not picking it up correctly, like, so that's a lot of issues, right, in combination. So they get an incomplete pass. That's probably the best case scenario in this situation, all right. So the tackle does a good job. He comes down, he takes the most dangerous guy, and he's trying to get it out quick because they have a free rusher, and then it falls incomplete, okay? So let's go to the next play. All right, so this is right there on the edge again. They're still there. It's now 3rd down, okay? Another great pressure. It's the same one, basically, all right? So they're responsible. The offensive line is responsible for these 5, okay? Or sorry, these 4. And then whatever backer they deem the most dangerous, okay? And that's handled by the center and the quarterback, okay? And it's this player right here. Because he's locked up in coverage, you got 2 receivers over here, and you got 2 guys to cover down here. All right, cover, 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 free safety. This is the blitzer, okay? They know where that's coming from. So as we roll it, you can see guys on edges. So I pause it. Now the right guard has really came down, and he's not passing off that stunt. You got to talk. The left guard's trying to, but the left tackle, okay, the left tackle chases inside, and now no one's on that edge. All right, so Joe Burrow's left, nowhere really to throw the ball. He could get it out quick here, right, at the 20-yard line, and you have a guy looking, which is good, but Joe's looking the other way. He's looking at the one-on-one, and Jamar Chase isn't really even paying attention, right? So that's concerning. There's a lot of concerning things that happen with this team, all right? And they take a sack on the edge of the red zone, which you can't do, all right? Now you're giving away points, and we know this is a 19-16 game at the end, right? So that's an issue, all right? So what are the other issues, Dave? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked, okay? Here's the other issues, all right? What are we doing, all right? What are we doing right here, all right? So here's your 4, okay? Okay, the offensive line, I can't even tell you what this protection is. I've seen a lot of protections in my life. I cannot tell you what this protection is. What I think is happening is I think that they've ID'd the 4 down linemen, okay, and this guy as the middle backer. So that would be the offensive line responsible for the 4 down and the mic. So they have 5 guys, okay? They're asking Mixon to scan this backer to this backer. Well, he's clearly late doing this, okay? And he doesn't see this nickel blitz off the side. But what's even more alarming is how the center, right guard, and right tackle handle this protection, all right? What's happening? We have to block the defensive end, okay? So the right tackle has got to block this guy. The only possible scenario is he thinks that somehow they're all responsible for this nickel guy. But based on how Joe Mixon handles this and comes over here and realizes he's late doing it, he's not. The offensive tackle has got to be responsible for that guy. And then the left guard's leaving. The left guard, I think, he's coming down too hard. He's way down there too fast. And then look what you got now. Now you got two guys right in Joe Burrow's face. Like, where's he supposed to go with the ball? I don't know. I don't know what Zach Taylor and Callahan, the offensive coordinator, are really thinking here, and the guys aren't on the same page. And this, again, 9 sacks, okay? So he's getting hit a lot. Here's a schematic thing also, okay? So this is mostly, you're on the edge of the red zone again. You got a chance to score, all right? And so basically what you're going to have is, for lack of just getting into the details, is 4 verticals, okay? So what you want to do in 4 verticals is your back has to check down over the ball in front of you. This is like as basic as it gets. Bakersfield Christian High School. Come watch us on Friday nights. The back's going to check down over the ball when we run 4 verticals, okay? That's how basic it is, all right? But they don't do that. They have Mixon sliding out here into the flat, and if you look in the middle of the field, all right, right on the edge of the fringe, right? This is a fine play. I don't mind running this, okay? You got cover 4. You're running verticals. That's the perfect coverage, right? You got 4 verticals. Why was cover 4 invented, Dave? Great question. It was to stop 4 verticals. Pretty simple math, right? So what do? You put the back right in the middle, so these backers that are running out of there, you got to give the quarterback a place to throw it, right? You got to give him a throw, make an easier field goal. But what happens? The back checks to the side, right? And I'm not throwing that, right? I'm not going to throw it over here because I can't see this guy. We saw Matt Stafford throw an interception on this like 2 weeks ago, right? It was not this same play, but it was late to the flat on a check down. You can't see what this guy's doing. That's a pick 6 waiting to happen. So Joe doesn't trust it because he shouldn't, right? The back should be here. And I saw Joe Mixon on a 3rd and 13 pick up a first down earlier in the game on a check down, right? And I bet he gets close to that, all right? But he's not in the right place. And so what does Joe do? He spins out of a guy on the edge, right? And ends up taking a huge sack that knocks him all the way back. So that's not a good look. All right, I know I'm bashing, okay, but these guys, remember, they're a great team. They're in the AFC Championship game. Love everything that they do. Joe Burrow makes a ton of great throws, but there's some schematic things they got to fix. There's also some physical things they have to fix, because what's happening right here at right guard? Now, I know he's a great player. I know the man pass rushing against you was just a freak coming out, and he had injuries, so he wasn't necessarily a top 5 pick, but he should be. But man, that's tough. Okay, that's tough. So now we're taking turns, right? So no need to belabor that point. That's just a guy physically being better than you. All right. So let's go here. All right. So the pressures hurt him all day. Okay. But you got to know when you're hot. You got to know when to get the ball out. And it's not the quarterback, right? It's the scheme. It's the coaching staff. They have to be better. And then the players have to respond to that and answer the call. They have 6 guys showing blitz at the line. You have 5. Now the Bengals run empty, right? Which is basically 5 guys out of the backfield, right? Almost as much as anybody in the league. I think they're top 3. Check me on that, okay? But they do it a lot, right? And they're good at it because Joe sees the field really well. But it doesn't matter how well your quarterback sees the field. If you have 6 guys up here, okay, and they end up bringing, right, 6 at least initially, I know they're dropping guys out, but they've now committed you to pass protection, right? You have to have an answer for this free rusher, okay? Let's just watch who turns around for the Bengals. Okay? Maybe here. But at this point, it's way too late because the free rusher's coming from this side, and maybe you can say he's adjusting and looking, but no one in their right mind's throwing that ball. Okay? This guy's looking right at him. Look over here. No one's adjusting. No one's looking at the quarterback. No one's expecting the ball quick. I can't tell if Joe's expecting it quick because he's looking left. All right? He's looking left here. He doesn't even see this player. By the grace of God, he has the sense, right, which we all do at quarterback. You have to have this little bit, that someone's coming free. You just feel it. The noise in the crowd gets a little bit louder. Like this is in Tennessee. You can hear it, right? You can almost like audibly, something bad's happening, right? So he thankfully sees this guy and doesn't take just a kill shot where the ball goes flying up in the air and they score, because that's how you lose games. But there's there's going to be situations when they play Kansas City, if they're fortunate enough to go to the Super Bowl, this stuff's going to show up again, okay? So you have to have, look at, no one looks over here. No one's looking. When do they look? Now Jamar looks, okay? Now Jamar has run his out, whip back underneath. These guys are vertical down the field. Now you can say, okay, maybe can he hang it up down the middle like we saw Matt Stafford do, okay? We saw Matt Stafford do that, boom, hit that big one to Cooper Kupp. Maybe you can say that, but man, I mean, when? Right now? When that guy's dead on him? So that's tough, right? So that's all I'm saying. When I watch these plays, this guy's too good because look at this. This is, now it's 16-16. They're going down. They got to make a play, okay? So who are you going to rely on? That guy and that guy. They're going to play too deep, right? They're going to trail under here, right? The man-type technique. They're saying, you're not throwing it to him. Well, guess what? Joe Burrow said, yeah, I am going to throw it to him, okay? Because he's better than you, right? And I can throw the ball in places that you don't think I can. Right on the sideline, they ended up setting up the game-winning field goal, and they go on to win the game in Tennessee. And, I mean, with throws like this, you just can't, you don't want to ruin this, right? You don't want to say at the end of Joe Burrow's career, man, we had a great quarterback. We got a great receiving core. We got a good back. We didn't get anything out of it. They're playing above the X's and O's right now, and that's being nice. They got to fix this, right? Zach Taylor's got to fix it. Callahan's got to fix it. I know they can, right? And I know you can fix the physical breakdowns, but mentally you got to be on it because you're going to get tested like you've never been tested before. Steve Spagnuolo, Kansas City Chiefs are going to come after you, man. They're going to show all these blitzes, right? So if you're a Bengals fan, have hope that you have Burrow and Chase and these guys, but also be very cautious. You got to hold your guys accountable because the coach has got to be better than this. You guys can be better than this. You're the Bengals, man. You just won a playoff game. I know it's against my brother. I'm upset, right? But I'm happy for you, okay? It's been a long time. But you guys have a chance to be a great team for a long time. Fix this stuff, all right? If you got any suggestions on what we could talk about later, maybe Josh Allen, maybe Pat Mahomes. I know we see those guys a lot. They're space aliens. Space aliens, okay? That'd be a fun video. Hit us up. Drop some comments. I'll come back down and hang out with these boys, and we'll do it again. Maybe I'll have like a Mr. Rogers sweater on next time. Cardigan. Change my shoes. Little train. Be fun. See ya.